Hello, all of my friends. I'm live today from Martin's Memories in Kansas City, West Bottoms. There are lots of people here already today. So West Bottoms is a really cool area. Where I'm sitting right now, I'm on the 4th floor at Martin's Memories. The address here is 1400 West 12th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. And from where I'm at, I can see the old stock exchange and the Hy-Vee Arena, which is also known as Kemper. The John Deere building is just 3 buildings over from me here to the south. So in this building, we're open every weekend here in Kansas City. There are several buildings that are only open on First Friday weekends, and that's why it makes First Friday weekends special, okay? So if you're planning on making a trip here on a First Friday weekend, make sure you hit those shops first, because you can come to see all of those other buildings on off weekends. So we are open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every weekend here at Martin's. Those other buildings are only open on First Friday weekends. So on First Fridays, like from where I'm sitting, I can see a drink booth, a really pretty like arch setup for photos, and then there's food trucks right down here next to our building. So those are kind of the special things that happen here on First Friday weekends. And what I'm going live for today is I've been putting together little kind of kits for making mini greenhouses out of vintage windows. And I've got some windows here today. Let's see. So these windows are the same size as those sitting on the floor over there. Now, if you use 4 windows that are all the same size, you're going to have a square little building, right? So I really didn't want square buildings. I wanted them to be more rectangle shaped so that they resemble cathedrals, okay? So after we're done assembling them, we're going to put like cool embellishments and stuff on them. So these 2 windows are the same size as those over there, but I'm not going to use them together. I'm going to use these smaller windows. So can you see there? To use 2 different size windows, you need for one of the side dimensions to be the same. So these, see, this window is about 4 inches taller than this one, but I can use these together because they're the same this way, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand these vertical. I'm gonna make a really tall mini greenhouse, okay? So this is the outside. I did not wash the outsides of the windows. I washed the insides of the windows because one, it would be more difficult to wash them later, and I'm not planning on painting those. I'm gonna dry brush these after we're done to give the whole thing like a nice cohesive finish. So the reason for not washing the outside of the windows is because if you're gonna dry brush or paint them, it's a lot easier to clean off any paint mistakes if you have dust underneath the paint. Ask me how I know. So I'm leaving the dust on the outside and I'll fix that later. So I'm gonna get started now. And I'm sorry if I stand up and you can't see me. I'm streaming from my computer to my Junkyard Farm Girl Facebook and YouTube pages. That's a little better. I just didn't have a work surface that was tall to work on. And then I'm streaming from my phone over here to Martin's Memories. Okay, so I'm streaming to 3 different places right now, which is a new thing for me. So in a pic several years ago, I got a bunch of these 90-degree brackets. And these are really sturdy. You really don't need anything all that beefy for this job. You could use old hinges, which I brought some old hinges, but I really didn't have enough complete sets to do all of this. So I'm using my really heavy brackets, which I guess is a good thing. That's the outside. So I've got my impact, and I have got some short screws that are cement coated. And what cement coated means is they have this gray coating on them, and it's not easy for them to back out or budge or break. And they're also self-tapping. You need me? Okay. come back. Excuse me. If you're on here watching me today, tell me where you're from. Let's talk. I don't see anybody hollering at me yet, but I see I got some people watching. Hello, everyone. I am live from the West Bottoms today. I'm building these little mini greenhouses from Vintage Windows, and I'll probably just put them right into stock here. I'm using cement-coated screws that have a torque head. So torque head screws, I prefer them to Phillips screws. I prefer them over Phillips screws because the head never strips out on these. Just much easier to use. Okay. One side. Now, I think that for this, I don't know which one I want to hinge. I'm going to have to open this thing, right? So I need for one of my sides to hinge. And it's going to have to be one of these skinny ones, I think, because when my roof goes on, so the roof, be kind of cool if it hung out, huh? I could make it so that the roof sticks out over the front and make those go like this, but my plan was to have it be like this. So this one will actually be pretty tall. What do you think? I don't know. I think I would like for one of the short ones to open, and then I can put, maybe I could tack shelves in here. Nope. That won't work. It's going to have to be one of these that opens. I can make it either way. I kind of like it like this, where the roof is really tall. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'll go ahead and attach this side. Now I put this piece to the back edge because it's the same way on the other side. So this was actually the bottom of the window sash. Got my brackets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you have any questions, just holler at me. What have we got in here? Hi, Dell. Hi, CJ. Hi, Angela. Gross, Kansas. Hi, Colette. I'm glad you're watching today. So, okay. That side's lined up. Move this away in a second. So this weekend in West Bottoms has been wonderful attendance. We have a lot of people come through yesterday. And I'm looking forward to today, having lots of new people. So you can see there's plenty of room in here. Like I'm in here, and so this is like shoulder width on me. There's plenty of room to work. Lots of room for you to get in there and mess with your seedlings. I also like hex screws because whenever you have it on there, it actually stays on. It doesn't fall right off. Okay, now we've got a three-sided thing. Now we need to add the door. So the door, go on the inside. Oh no! The door needs to go on the outside. So guess what? Y'all just saw me make a mistake. It's an easy fix though. All I have to do is take loose 2 screws from each bracket and then put that on the outside. So much for having this really well planned, huh? I'll have to move the brackets out. Nothing like making a mistake on live camera. All I can do is just weather it with a smile and fix it. So, if you can hear all the traffic and stuff outside, it's because I'm right next to the 12th Street Bridge, which comes right down into the West Bottoms. And also, it's very busy down here because there's a rail yard nearby. So there's all the time trains coming through from the port and going to the rail yards and vice versa, back and forth. Tammy's watching me from Pennsboro. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing? Tammy's gonna love this. She's like a total flower lady. She loves flowers, and she takes really cool, like antique bathtubs and wash tubs, and just absolutely grows beautiful flowers in them. She does a little bit of refurb work on them, but she tries to be true to their original form, and she embraces the rust whenever she has to. So she and I get along pretty good. Okay, I got that side fixed. Let's see, this one's going here. Okay. Now, there's one thing I would add to this, and that would be just a board to go across the top right here, just to keep these braced apart. It's weird, it looks like it's slanted in a little bit, but I don't think it really is. Oh, it is. Okay. Yep. Sounds like a city. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a set of hinges so that I can open this and shut it, okay? This is where it's going to open and shut. And to make a hasp on it, to open and shut it, I found these really pretty old turquoise hinges. You can see that. Okay, here's a set of rusty hinges that are in great shape. They still move freely and work really well. So I'm just going to put that right here on this outside edge. And it'd be up to you. You could put it on the inside if you wanted to hide it. I'm going to put it on the outside. So first, I'm going to attach it to this wall. And then I'm going to find something to shim underneath this with. Maybe a couple of these under the edge, these brackets. They're nice and thin. Go underneath this edge and raise it up just a little bit so that when you open it, it doesn't drag on the floor or on the ground. So I'm using 1.25 inch cement coated decking screws that have a torque head on them. So a torque head is star shaped. And that's why it hangs on to the driver so well. They don't strip out. They're very dependable screws. Okay, I got my hinges on. Now I'm going to shim underneath this door so that it's easy to open later. We're making a little bit of space underneath it. I think I'm gonna go 2 of those. So 2 stacked together makes between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. Okay, now we have a functioning door that opens and closes. Okay, I'm going to turn this just a little bit here. There, now you can see that. Okay, now the one material that I need to really finish this project, I do not have, but I can find it somewhere. I just need a little piece of wood to cut down to length, and then what I'll do is I'll put it between these 2 pieces, and it will hold this apart, because what has happened is basically the 90-degree joiners, one of them probably has a bend in it, and so it makes our opening a little bit more narrow than our door, which is no big deal. Just checking to see who's on there, see if y'all are talking to me. So that can be added after the fact. It's not a big deal. So what I need to do next is add this. So this is going to be our hasp. And see, this pin pulls out of the hinge, and it'll be attached to both of those. Okay? And then whenever you open and shut it, you can just pull this pin and it'll latch it or unlatch it. Okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that near the top so that it's easy to get to. Well, I said that those were great about staying in there, but look what happened. dropped one. Let's see where it went. Okay. Now after I get that spacer put in here, I'll attach this to this side and then you'll have your latch, okay? So what I need to do next is put my roof on. Oh, I think I do want to do it this way. Oh, perfect. See, I thought it was going to be too long to go this way, but it's not. It's actually perfect because I put these windows on the outside. So now this overhangs by about ½ an inch on both ends, which is perfect, okay? I want to go the other way. I'm trying to decide if I want this side or this side at the top. I want it to go like this. Nope, that won't work either. I have to go this way. Okay, and don't fall over on me. I'm just trying to turn it so you guys can see it better. There we go. Back a little bit. All right. So I wonder, this is too big of an angle here. That won't work. But I did bring long hex screws, so I could attach everything together. So I think that's what I'm going to use here. I'm just going to hold it here. I'm going to go straight down into the next window.
I'm sorry, all this out here is yours, right?
So I am the 1/4 over here that's it all says Junkyard Farm Girl and stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's the land pipe out. Can I buy it? Or do I take it down the stairs?
You'll have to take it down to 1.
Okay.
Is it priced?
Yeah, I just didn't know how it worked.
Okay. Yeah, I usually have a cash wrap set up here, and I will later today, but I'm not ready yet.
I understand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's not super solid on that side yet. But it will be. I don't want it to be yet. I need it to have a little bit of play. So whenever you want to toenail a screw into something, so toenailing is it's going at an angle. You want to start going in straight. Don't go in very far in your screw and then go downward, okay? That's sounding great. To attach my top together, attaching all this rest of this stuff, it's going to help to stabilize the whole thing. So I'm not going to drag this all the way through yet. So if you've never met me before, I'm Junkyard Farm Girl, and my stuff is here on the 4th floor at Martin's Memories. Martin's Memories is at 1400 West 12th Street, right next to the 12th Street Bridge. And I was saying earlier, I can see the Hy-Vee Arena, and the John Deere building is just 3 buildings down from me. And the stockyards, I can see the old stockyards from here. Okay. I'm going to kind of square this up and then tighten those screws down. And then we're going to decorate this thing, which is going to be the fun part. So you might wonder, how is this thing supposed to work as a functional greenhouse, right? So this is a totally functional little greenhouse that you could grow seedlings in. All you have to do is just cut a piece of plastic to go over this. Greenhouses have to have ventilation. So when it's super cold outside and you started these things, say it's late February and you started some cabbage seedlings in here. So on warm days in February, you're going to want to open up the plastic on the top, and then on really cold days, you're going to keep it shut, okay? Because if it gets too hot in there, you fry your seedlings. Hello, how are you?
I heard somebody talking.
You getting along today?
Oh yeah, you done the plunge?
Yep.
Is this gonna be an eatery?
So that's a really good option for it. And I think they've had that in here before.
Oh, well, I see this.
Yeah, I think she would love to have like a sandwich shop type thing.
The problem is, like you were just saying, it's hot.
Huh?
It's too hot.
It is.
People won't eat if they're hot.
I know.
They will if they're cold, but not. It'd be a great spot though.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna tilt this up a little bit now that you guys can see what I'm doing better. All right. What do we got? 35 minutes. So I'm doing pretty good for time. Now, I can still go in and add that piece of wood that I wanted to brace this, okay? I'm not gonna hurt anything. It's gonna be a tight fit, and I might have to loosen these a little bit, but it should be fine. It'll go in there. and then our door will latch, okay? So I brought a bunch of really cool little embellishments. So for one, how are we gonna move this thing around, you know? Are you supposed to put your arms around the whole thing? No. I brought little handles. So see these are just like rusty old handles that I had in my junk bins at my studio, which is in Lamar, Missouri. So I'm just gonna attach one handle to each side. Oh, I'm gonna switch out my chip. There we go. Okay, now I have like some really cool things. Like this is off of a an old storm door that somebody was junking, getting rid of. It was a free thing. And so if you can imagine here, okay, so it was a big glass storm door with, you know, you could raise or lower to open the screens, the glass, you could raise or lower it. And then there was a big it made a really cool plant trellis. I think I sold it as a plant trellis, but it was a piece of it's pot metal, aluminum type stuff. It's super light. And then these were over that. And I took these off. And I think they would be really cool on this. Kind of give it more of a, I don't know, would you call it a medieval look? What if I put it on there like that? The only problem is there are no screw holes there. So it really needs to go here or here. What do you think? Anyone? I think it looks really pretty right there. I also think it looks pretty there, but I don't think it'd be easy to open and close your plastic if you put it here. Although it could stabilize your plastic. We're gonna put it here. If somebody doesn't like it, they can always move it, right? Okay, there's that. And then I brought these because I thought maybe it'd look cool to have some sort of little spire on the top. But I don't know, this just doesn't seem like enough. I also brought these little deals. It's an old little squeezy oil can. See, isn't that cute? I brought several of them. Here's another one that's shaped really interesting. So we could go like this.
Yeah, this is a good restaurant. I mean, it was really good.
It fits in there really tight. I'm just gonna tap it in. There we go. Oh my gosh, you guys can't see that. There's my little oil can. Can't see it that well anyway. Hi, Lori. right. Now, I also brought I brought a couple horseshoes. These are draft horseshoes. And I thought that it might be really cool on one of them. Like the Lucky Horseshoe, you could put it right there. But neither one of these has a hole all the way through. So it needs to be tapped out. But I thought, even if I don't use them on this project for this live, I'll just put them in stock. Okay. Now the last step is to dry brush. I need to dry brush this thing. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, so this is linen white, and it's Rust-Oleum chalked color. This is currently my favorite paint line. Works so well for all the stuff that I do. So it's really easy to dry brush on, and then I did not shake this up beforehand. It's really easy to dry brush this on, and then do a wet sand, which I have a wet rag.
Look at that.
I have a wet rag to wet sand with, and if you don't know what wet sanding is you wait for your paint to dry but not cure, and then you just use a wet rag to sand it. And I'm really not going to do the most professional job of painting this because I want it to look old, but I need for the windows to have a more cohesive look. So a couple of these are really green. There, you can see where I'm working now. So, but you can see here, see this window is green. So I want it to match the others better. And then all these places on these edges where there's a dark edge, where there's wood exposed, I want that to be white. To just look better. This window actually has dark blue paint on it, and so I'm going to kind of try to hide that. So the definition of dry brushing is you get as little paint on the brush as possible, pretty much. But I'm not really doing that, but I am really letting the paint be thin and dry on there. I'm not putting on a thick coat because I do not want this to look perfect and new. I want it to look old and maybe just the littlest bit ramshackle. If you're with me on the Martin's Memories page, my name is Angie, and I'm the Junkyard Farm Girl, and I have booth space on the 4th floor here at Martin's. So the 4th floor is pretty much exclusively salvaged goods. So there's a lot of architectural salvage. I bring in a lot of barnwood. Old hinges and hardware, and really cool things that can be made into light fixtures. You'll find all of that stuff here on the 4th floor. This window has a lot of old stains and fly specks on it too. And so doing this brush job will kind of hide those imperfections. Whoever painted this window white before did a horrible job. And there's all this paint out here on this glass. So that can be removed, of course, with the scraper. I'm probably just going to leave it alone because I think it's kind of charming.
here?
Yeah, sure. I'm live right now on Facebook, and you're welcome to hang out and watch.
Do you need more windows like that?
I am always looking for windows.
Oh, I have some. My parents, we were gonna put them in the garage sale in a couple of weekends, but they're white and they look a lot like that.
They're multi-pane and stuff like that.
They're old, they're out of my grandma's house.
Okay. My cards are on the cash wrap, that big counter in there.
Okay.
I'm Junkyard Farm Girl.
Okay.
Grab my card. My phone number is at the top of it. I'm Angie.
Angie, okay.
Send me a text.
Sorry for interrupting your Facebook.
No. That's why I'm doing this
That's
in here.
cool.
So
What's
you
that
know
gonna
what I'm
be?
doing. It's like basically a little greenhouse. If you look at this end, I put kind of a decorative thing on it, and then I stuck a little oiler up here to make kind of a, so it's like kind of a cathedral little greenhouse thing.
So like a little hothouse you'd actually put outside.
Yep.
So
Yep, you could totally raise ceilings in it.
it's very
And
cute.
then in my booth area, there's actually a bunch more windows for doing this stuff. Like they're all matched up and everything. It's almost kids. So,
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank
Grab
you.
your card, sit right out here.
What's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, for sure.
Thanks.
I come from out in Abilene, Kansas, so
Oh, really?
farm country. Yeah, that's
Perfect.
where we both grew up. She's my cousin, but
Right on.
yeah. So we have several in the basement. I'll take pictures and send it to you.
Okay, sounds like a good road trip. So this side actually has some really pretty chippy paint on it, and I'm gonna kind of leave it alone. It's cracked from age. And with my rusty hinges, I'm not gonna cover them completely because I wanna be able to see those little, I wanna see that it was old and rusty, okay? So I put some paint on it, but I didn't cover it really well. Let's see me. I might have to go ahead and put another coat on this green part. But we'll see how it looks after it's done and it's partway dry. What are you guys thinking so far? Close to being done. I'm probably just gonna paint this side with you guys and then we'll have a look. See how it looks. And it would just about be ready to sell. So what I'm gonna do is, after I'm finished, I'm gonna take this downstairs and I will probably set it outside so it gets attention outside. And I will probably sell it. Hopefully, sell it today. What are you guys thinking? How does it look? Hello, Catherine, and hello, Mary. turn it a little bit here. Turn it back towards you guys. So we just threw this little cathedral mini greenhouse together using some old windows that I brought from my home studio. And now I'm just giving the whole thing a coat of the same color of white paint. I'm using linen white from the Rust-Oleum chalk line. This has a pretty green line along that edge, and I'm not going to cover it completely. I'm just leaving some brush marks over it so that you can still see that, but it's kind of covered up. So as soon as I'm done, I'm going to take this down and put it outside and tag it for sale. And I think I'm going to put $110 on each one. I don't know if I'll get any more of them done today, but I have all the stuff here to make 3 of them. So if you're interested in a kit, I have more windows and all the things. I don't really like the looks of this in all black. I'm just going to kind of sloppily dry brush on it to accent it in white. I'm going to do my little spider here.
I'm just going to, we have used 3 rolls of quarters. So you're looking for anyone that doesn't see if they have quarters available. I will check.
I'm pretty sure I have several dollars worth in my wallet. I'll look right now.
Okay, I'm coming up to get my wallet, so I'll be there in a minute. Need one person to kind of help on the register on one real quick.
There's a coin shortage. Okay. that $5 worth.
Elevator's coming up to 4, will you send them down, I'll send the 5 up here in a second. So much.
Okay. So like I said, I have one more side of this to paint, but it looks like I'm on here almost an hour. So I'm gonna cut it off here, and then I'm gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna take it downstairs and put it out for sale. But I just want you guys to see a little bit closer. So this is the one side, and hold on, I got all my stuff here. And then here's the unpainted side. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put paint on this side, just like I did the other one. And then I am going to find myself a board to go across here on the inside to brace it open. And then it's gonna be ready to go. This paint that on this first side is already dry to the touch. So we have an opening and closing mini greenhouse, and it's gonna go downstairs. Oh, I gotta wash the outside of the windows too, and then it'll be done. So I wanna thank you guys for joining me here today. So I am in Kansas City's West Bottoms at Martin's Memories, 1400 West 12th Street, right next to the 12th Street Bridge. We're open here every weekend. And this is a First Friday weekend this weekend, so there's food trucks and other street vendors going on down here. We'll be here today until 6, and tomorrow, which is Sunday, we'll be here 11 to 4. So I hope to see you sometime. Come see me on the 4th floor. I'm Junkyard Farm Girl. Have a great day.